This is a quick syllabus overview for Chem 1 with Mrs. Peachy and Mr. McKinney. You're expected to check every single school day the daily agenda and the ongoing updates and announcements. This will house what you are doing for the day with links most of the time to get to those items. Supplies you'll need for this class are listed here. I'd like to highlight that you need a scientific calculator, something to write with, and some place to keep track of your items, keeping them together. Of course, a charged Chromebooks, and when in person, earbuds or headphones that work with your Chromebook. Electronic devices, you're encouraged to keep electronic devices screen face down and turned on silent mode. When you are virtual. In person, all electronic devices must be in a zippered pocket. They may not be out. You need to request permission each and every time for each and every student to have an electronic device out during class when we're seated in person. Absent, it's your responsibility if you're absent to make up any missing work. Speak to Mr. McKinney or myself and we will get you squared away. You should always check the daily agenda first for days missed to see if you can take care of things on your own. Those things you're not sure of or need help with, please reach out. Tutoring makeup work help sessions are as follows. Please take care of getting caught up when you are behind. If you are confused, need help, want assistance in any way, shape, or form, please reach out. So the message is communicate, 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 reach out, reach out, reach out. If you're struggling, stuck, have a question, any of those things. We're here for you. We want to see you succeed. Academic assessment. Coursework is 90%, so it'll be broken down to 90% coursework and 10% exam. Apologize for the typo there, that should say Chem 1. 90% coursework, 10% final exam. Of your 90% coursework, 50% is assessments and projects, and 50% is learning activities. Labs can fall in either one of these depending on the strength and length of the lab. This is how LSR 7 considers mastery, nearing mastery, and not mastery for your grade system. Turning in assignments. All work is due on the due date. Assignments on the daily agenda are due on that date unless otherwise indicated. And if they're electronic, they're due by 11:59. Electronic submissions need to be submitted the day of, unless there's an otherwise date. But any due date for electronic submission is expected to be turned in by 11:59. When we're seated in person, if we have an assignment that we have on Tuesday, and it's on Tuesday's daily agenda, for instance, then you would be expected to take that hard copy assignment and complete it for the next day unless otherwise stated. No late work will be accepted. No late work will be accepted. There's one way around that system, and that's with retaking the summative assessment retake policy. I will explain that when we get there. Retake policy. Ultimately, we want you to learn. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you have success. You may retake any formative assessment or quiz for an additional 2 attempts, so a total of 3 attempts. But those 3 attempts must be completed before the unit test, the summative assessment, or the instructor's deadline. And often additional practice will be required. And as always, you can come in for tutoring virtually or in person when we're able. Retaking assessments, that would be your big unit test. If you retake a summative assessment / unit test, if you get a higher score, we'll give you that score. If you get a lower score, we're going to average the 2 scores. So, in order to do a retake, you must attend at least 2 tutoring sessions. When possible, in person is preferred. Complete test corrections during the first tutoring session. Have completed notes from unit of study, so all of your notes for the unit are done and complete, or caught up if they're not. Complete additional practice when we assign. Have all required assignments completed. So this is that wiggle around the late work policy. If you have late work, you must turn them in, and once you've completed the retake, we will give you points for that late work. Complete study guide for the unit of study. So if we give you a study guide for that unit, you must also have that completed. All those items must be checked off before we will allow you to do a retake. Calculators. Scientific calculators or graphing calculators are necessary for this course. You will not be allowed to use any kind of electronic device to use a calculator when seated in person, so it is highly encouraged that you purchase a calculator if you do not have a scientific or graphing. You do not have to have a graphing, but you do need to have a scientific. This is the scientific calculator that many of my students use. It's probably the most user-friendly, but do not feel like you have to rush out and buy this calculator. If you have a scientific calculator already, just take a picture and send it to me if you're unsure. Most scientific and graphing calculators will work for this course. If you are struggling, having difficulty, have a question, reach out, reach out, reach out, communicate, communicate, communicate. We are here for you. Again, we want to see you succeed. Please Please take care of it. We're going to have a fantastic year. Look forward to seeing you soon.